Now, let us see the second rule, which states that the square root of the fraction a over b is equal to the fraction square root a over square root b. Okay, so let's see this application. So for a start, we simplify the fraction square root 12 over 121. All right, as the rule states, we rewrite our square root 12 over square root 121. The square root of 12 is square root 4 times 3. All right, over the square root of 121. 121 is a perfect square, so the square root of 121 we know is 11. All right, so now for the numerator, the square root of 4 times 3 is written as square root 4 times square root 3 all over 11. Good. So now we have the square root of 4 raised 2, then square root 3 over 11. This cannot be simplified further. Good. Let's see the second example. Simplify the fraction of the square root 7 over 18. All right, so as the rule states, we write square root 7 over square root 18. Okay, we'll simplify further, so we have square root 7 over the square root of 18 is square root 9 times 2. Okay, so next is square root 7 over square root 9 times square root 2. All right, so square root 7 over the square root of 9 is 3. Okay, then square root 2. So we can't simplify this any further. All right, so let us see the third example. So now again we simplify another fraction, square root 7 over 9, which gives us, according to the rule states, square root 7 over square root 9. So we simplify further. Square root 7 over the square root of 9 is 3, and this cannot be simplified further. All right, now let us simplify square root 12 times square root 3. Right, so we rewrite this as the square root bracket 12 times 3 bracket. Okay, because at first glance you can't work this out. Okay, so now 12 times 3 will give us 36. So we have square root 36. And 36 being a perfect square will give us, the square root of 36 will give us 6. Good. Another question. Simplify square root 24. Okay. We rewrite this as square root 4 times square root 6. 6 times 4 will give us 24. Okay. So now 4 is a perfect number. Okay. So the square root of 4 will give us what? 2. So we have 2 square root 6. Let's simplify this as well. We have square root 400 times square root 9. Good. So we write further, we rewrite these, or we simplify further. The square root 400 will be broken down as 4 times 100, okay, which you know will give us square root 400, okay. Then for square root 9 we have, sorry, this is 90. Square root 90 we have 9 times 10. Okay, good. So we continue. The square root of, we break this down. So we have square root 4 times square root 100. Then we also break this down, which gives us square root 9 times square root 10. So we'll simplify further. Square root 4 being a perfect square is 2. Square root 100, square root of 100 is 10. Good. Then the square root of 9, a perfect number, sorry, is 3. Square root 10 is a surd, so we'll leave it as square root 10. Alright, so let's multiply these. 2 times 10 is 20. 20 times 3 will give us 60. So we have 60 square root 10. Good. We cannot simplify any further. So you can clearly see the application of the first rule. Good.